Alright, this video is for exam 2, page 5, section 1, and we're going to be starting. Use the graph f of x and table g of x to compute the derivatives of the following functions at the specified points. Show all work to justify your answers. So in A, we have derivative of 4x times f of x squared minus g of x over 1 half over 2 minus 3x to the power of 4 at x equals -1. So for this first part, for the derivative of 4 times f of x squared is 8f of x times f prime of x, and that is because we need to follow the chain rule in this case, as the function is inside these two, the 4 and the x squared. Next up is gx over 2, and this could be rewritten as 1/2 times g of x, and so we could instead rewrite this as minus 1/2 g prime of x, because 1/2 is a constant, so this is possible. And finally, 3x to the power of 4 is 12 x to the power of 3, because we bring down the power and subtract the new power by 1. And so now we have our equation. Now we need to find our f of x, f prime of x, and g prime of x. So for f of x, we're looking at, well, first we plug in our value for -1. So we'll rewrite this equation just to remember that we're looking for -1. And so at f of x at -1, we have -1. So 8 times -1 times f prime of -1. We are going to be looking at the slope at -1, which seems to be, so we go 1 over, and we go down 3, so our slope is going to be -3. And next is times g prime. So we look at our table for g prime at -1, and that is -4. And then for the 12x times -1, we do it like that because we just need to plug in the value at x. So all these together, are going to be 24 plus 2 plus 12, which equals 38. And now we move on to b, which is derivative of x squared minus 2 over g of x at x equals 1. So for this one, we have to do the part where we do low d high over minus high d low over low low, which means the lower part of the equation times the derivative of the higher part of the equation minus the higher part of the equation times the derivative of the lower part of the equation, and it's all going to be divided by the lower part of the equation squared. So for this, our equation is going to be g of x times 2x because the derivative of x squared minus 2 is 2x, and that's going to be minus this part, the x squared minus 2 times g prime of x all over g of x squared. And so we now find our values at this point. And so our value for at x equals 1. So let's just rewrite our equation. So we know that we're looking at x equals 1. And that will be equal to 2 times 2 minus negative 1 times negative 3. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's a minus, not a multiply, sorry. And that's going to be all over 4, which means our answer is going to be equal to 4 minus 3 over 4, which equals to 1/4. And now finally, C. Derivative of f inside in f of g of x at x equals 2. So we will be taking the derivative, and so we will follow chain rule. So derivative of the outside, so at g prime of g of x times derivative of the inside, which is g prime of x. Then we plug in our values, so g f prime of g of 2 times g prime of 2. And so we'll now find the values for g2 and g prime 2, which seem to be negative 3 and 0. So then we're left with f prime of negative 3 times 0. Now, we are now left with a problem because at negative 3, as you can see, there is no there is no derivative at x equals negative 3 for f of x, because our slope changes immediately from the left side and the right side in this part of the equation. So f prime of negative 3 is undefined. So our equation for C is undefined. Let me rewrite that because my spelling is not the best. Let's see. There we go. And that is all for page 5 of this exam. All right. I'll see you all in the next one.